Hey, CONTREEMAN. I just was going to go ahead and devote this episode of the Quail journey to you because you asked about it in the comments section, so I thought I would oblige you. Let's see if we can get some better light on these guys here. Well, this camera is really light finicky. But as you can see, those little birds that I showed you just last time, that's the smallest one of them now, and that's the miracle baby, and that's because he hatched like way after all the others, and it was 23 days and he hatched, which was unusual because he's not a bobwhite. These are all coater necks. But as you can clearly see, they grow like weeds. And I mean they grow like weeds. I've had a lot of success, a lot of luck with these animals, so I've devoted a little bit into them. As you can see right there, we've got one that is polka dotted. He's got spots all the way down, and he's a white one like these. Those guys turn out, they're Texas A&M birds. They're a little different. They're meat birds. But those all hatched from the same mothers, so this is what kills me. But we've got, like these right here, that's a tuxedo. That's an A&M. And as you can see, that's polka dotted guy in the light. Isn't he cool? I don't know, that's some kind of weird color morph or something. But, and then we have that guy right there, which is a Tennessee Red. And they're nice inside it because I just got finished watering them. But what you do, basically, these are about the easiest poultry to keep. If you like quail, and I love quail, I had a bunch out to eat tonight. If you like quail, if you like having eggs, because they'll make you just basically, it's like a little chicken egg. And you'll need a cage like this, or something with a little more size to it. This one is the one I got, so I'm just going with it, and it seems to work all right. They're not tearing each other's heads off or anything yet, or fighting. They probably will when the males get a little bit older. And you see that yellow guy right there. He's going to be some kind of color morph. What you'll also need is to build you one of these. I haven't cleaned it out since they hatched, but that's all it is, man. It's a coat hanger and a thermostat off of an electric water heater, mated to a transformer and a computer fan. You can find a transformer off of just about anything 12 volt to work. Pane of glass, light bulb, you're all set and good to go. It takes a little bit. This is how I hatched my first ones, and it takes a little bit of doing by hand, like hand turning your eggs 3 times a day, maintaining the humidity and everything. They're pretty forgiving. I mean, as you can see, we've got a lot of bird and a lot of mess too. That's why I bought that thing right there, is because just keeping birds indoors like this and brooding them inside without like a shed or something to do them in. That's just how it's going to be, and that's all right because the studio is for that. This is where we make our messes, and this is where we be loud and play with guns and do all sorts of stuff like that. So that I figured was fine. Now, what you probably want is to drop about $100 if you can, or I've even found them on Craigslist for way under that. But all you do is keep them right about where I've got them, about just a touch under 100 degrees, about 50-55% humidity. And here's a whole bunch going. Now, what I'm doing with these, this is what you call a run. There are 3 runs in there, actually 2 runs. And those are going to hatch, and that's so it doesn't all hatch at the same time. You can store them for about up to 7 days, so I've been, letting them build up for 7 days. Like this. This is like 4 or 5 days worth, but that's going to be a whole another quail rail in there. These guys are looking at coming out around May 15th. I don't know how good they're going to do because I didn't put them all end down like I should have, but yeah, we're gonna see the difference between this unit and this new hovabator that I got, because this is just fire and forget, throw them in there, and we've been keeping charts and all that and doing all the. But Hank's my co-star on my channel, Hank, his dad used to be a chicken scientist. He worked at Purdue Farms, I believe it was, back in the day, and he was a chicken doctor. So he's been teaching us a lot about rearing poultry. What you want for something outdoor is something a lot like this. And these are a little dirty, mind you, but a dirty quail pen is nowhere near as nasty as a chicken pen, even moderately dirty. But those are the tuxedos right there. And what those are is a cross between an A&M and a red. And they're funny little birds, but you can see the size. I mean, they're getting big. They're getting real fat and big. I'll bet you that hen right there is every bit the size of a game hen. But here's what I'm real proud of. We just put that together right now. And this is all the Tennessee Reds. So now we've got a third compartment, which is that compartment right there. Was a nice big compartment for any roos and whatnot that we're going to have on top of the hens that I'm going to add to that one. So I'm going to take all the hens I got, and they're going in this one. And I'm going to give the boys up here a couple more hens to play with. And then I'm going to take all the roos left, you know, because those are going to have to go to slaughter. I'm going to let them get big in there, and if they don't tear each other to hell first. And that's it. They're going to slaughter. Things to remember. Shoot, there's not a lot to remember about keeping quail. I learned everything I learned from reading and from Hank's dad, which you know, he's always a joy to be around. So I've been hanging around him. But all you'll need is some space, a little brooder. You're going to need something about a halfway point, like the last video I did. You saw that Tupperware I had the chicken wire over to keep them from jumping out, which they have jumped out before. I'm going to get a better lid system for that thing going. But you're going to keep them in there for about, I don't know, about 2 weeks or so, and then you move them to a bigger pen, and by that time, about another week or two, they're going to be able to go inside of here. So that's all you really need, is just a little space.